Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, I'm outside today, standing in the town square. Now, in the old days, a town square here in the UK would have been buzzing with activity. It would have been a hive of activity. We use the word hive because that's where bees live, the insects, bees. So it would have been a hive of activity, just like the bees. People would be perhaps running around and going to the market, which would have been in the middle of the town square. The town hall would have been another hive of activity because that's where the administration for the town and the surrounding area would have been. Now that's all gone now. There's no market taking place here, and there hasn't been for, I think, around 100 years. As for the town hall, well, the government moved to a large office block on the other side of the river. So the town hall here has been converted into a kind of concert hall. They moved out all of the offices and they changed it into some kind of auditorium. It's nice, but a little bit strange. And that's the same for most of our town halls in the UK. They've all become museums, art galleries, or some of them have become auditoriums and concert halls, depending on their size. This town square has changed a great deal over the years. First of all, these days it's completely pedestrianised, and that means that you can only walk on it. You can't take a car near it. There is a little taxi rank next to it, but cars can't drive all the way up next to the railway station. Now, in this square, the railway station is there. There's also a very large old building which was once the post office, and these days it's a pub. And what else can I tell you? Well, the shadow is overshadowing half of this square. So you have half of it in darkness and a half of it it's very bright because the sun is shining. So let me just tell you a little bit more about that. So the way that the sun is shining, this square is kind of overshadowed. Half of it's in darkness, half of it's covered in sunshine, and there's a few lampposts and tall buildings which are casting their shadow down upon the ground. It's very busy. Many people here are going to the pub. Others are passing through to the railway station. I'm standing on one side of the square, and as I look up the roads, I can see it's all pedestrianised. Some people are smartly dressed today, and I would guess they're going to the church because today marks the beginning of the week before Easter. And others are obviously just going away for the day, heading to the train station. Historically, here in the UK, over the Easter weekend, which is next weekend, there's not really much public transport. It's the weekend when they decide to repair the railways. Buses don't run well. And I've heard that the main motorway around London, the M25, will be closed completely. So it's probably going to be a weekend of great confusion. Looking around in the other direction, there's the railway bridge, which always looks very nice. It's been painted a very bright kind of salmon color, if you know what color that is. It's the same color as the fish. This bridge is rather famous because they've recently spent millions of pounds upgrading it, which is a little bit strange considering other places in the town seem a little bit derelict. Okay, just continuing on with my description of the town. Well, probably what I'm noticing is it is actually quite cold. Now, I'm standing in the shade. As I mentioned, there's many shadows around here, large offices, and there's a shopping centre throwing its shadow onto the ground, or casting its shadow. But walking in the shade makes it seem very, very cold. At the moment I step into the sunshine, it becomes very, very hot. So it's a little bit strange, but it is a reminder that spring is indeed coming. What you just heard behind me there was the town hall bell, which was ringing. And it's very beautiful. It has a large town hall, and in the old days, that bell used to ring every hour. But these days, of course, it doesn't, because it disturbs people. And in these days of political correctness, even many of the churches now are very afraid to ring their bell in case somebody complains. Now, I'm just to the side of the square now, and I'm noticing 1, 2, 3, 4 pubs, a bank, an estate agent, and a little Italian cafe, which looks like it has a delicious breakfast. I might revisit that later. Looking a little bit farther up, I can see that some people are really well wrapped up with their clothes, wearing hats and gloves, and other people really aren't feeling the cold so much, wearing t-shirts and shorts. I guess that's all about whether they're going to the pub or not, because when you drink alcohol, of course, you begin to feel warmer. To be honest with you, the way this place looks, it kind of reminds me of a winter's day in Spain. There's some young people sitting on the floor, playing with their telephones or maybe messaging their friends. And there's others who are just enjoying the day, chatting with their friends. There's a real kind of social atmosphere here, but it is still very, very cold. That and the mixture of coffee shops, some of which look Mediterranean, really does make it feel rather European. Now, clearly a train has just arrived, because there's many people coming out of the train station. Some of them are well dressed, some of them aren't. Some of them are getting into taxis, some of them aren't. Some of them are looking very relaxed, and some of them seem to be in a little bit of a hurry. Overall, though, it's Sunday, and on Sunday, everyone feels just, well, a little bit more relaxed. Looking up at the sky, I can see some of these buildings are very beautiful architecturally. And that's something that you might miss if you just spend your time looking at the floor. There's a pub here with 2 big Roman pillars. And there's another with Roman-style balconies and window frames as well. These are just very Victorian. They're not actually so old. It is a fashion here in some parts of the UK to decorate things in a Roman style. In the cemeteries here, quite often you will see monuments which look like Roman pillars built up, but the top part is always broken. It looks like it's been sliced off, so it's a Roman pillar, but the top part looks rough and damaged. It looks like someone's cut it deliberately. When I was a little boy, I remember asking my parents, why are all these memorials broken in the cemetery? And my parents told me, oh, they're not broken. They're designed that way to show that the pillars of Rome have fallen. It was some big statement about democracy, about freedom, and about religion. Well, I'm going to go and take a train now because I'm going to the city centre, and I might take a little cake or something suitable on the way. So whatever you're doing today, I hope you enjoy it, and stay warm because it's not quite so hot here despite the sunshine. See you all. Take care. Bye.